I'm a top-tier Hollywood star, the youngest Oscar-winning actress, and the apple of the eye of the Fletcher family's billionaire heir. He not only opened a talent agency specifically to manage me alone, but even humbled himself to become my assistant out of love. The entire entertainment industry knows that crossing me means crossing the Fletcher family. However, no one expected that in the latest S-tier production film, my role as the female lead that was already a done deal would be stolen by an unknown D-list actress. People placed bets overnight on how long it would take for Charles Fletcher to blacklist that actress named Nia across the entire internet. But instead, what came was an official announcement from Fletcher Family Media. Welcome our company's second signed artist, Nia. In the future, Miss Nia will walk hand in hand with the Fletcher Group. The entire industry was shaken, mocking me for falling out of favor, forcing a dignified Oscar winner to play second fiddle to a newcomer. On set, watching Nia's terrible acting, I coldly gave her a stage slap according to the script. But Nia fell to the ground in tears, accusing me of using my position to settle personal scores. Charles ordered people to pin me to the ground and had the crew add 100 slapping scenes for me. By the end, I had been slapped until my right ear went deaf, my face swollen almost beyond recognition. By the 50th scene, my right cheek was swollen high, looking terrifyingly grotesque. Blood kept flowing from my nose and mouth, dripping onto my clothes and the ground. The director's voice trembled slightly. "Mr. Fletcher, shouldn't we stop here? If we keep going and something happens, what's the rush?" Charles curved his lips. He walked over, slowly crouched in front of me, lifted my chin with his hand, and gently wiped the bloody filth from my face. "Bella, I know you're angry with me for replacing you as the female lead. But now everyone knows that Nia is the second person the Fletcher family wants to promote. You deliberately targeting her on set will make me look bad. Be good, apologize to Nia, and this will all be over." I raised my head with difficulty, looking into Charles's eyes. I did nothing wrong. That scene just now, I stage slapped her. I didn't even touch her. Nia immediately covered her face and started crying. Since Miss Bella says it was a stage slap, then it was a stage slap. I understand, I'm just a newcomer. Miss Bella is an Oscar winner. I deserve to endure some grievances. Charles, please don't make things difficult for Miss Bella. She's just being professional. She definitely didn't mean to target me. I stared at her tear-stained face. Couldn't help but want to laugh. During the scene earlier, she couldn't even cry. But now she was acting so convincingly. Charles frowned. Unrepentant. "Do you really think you're some high and mighty Oscar winner?" His tone turned cold. "I could make the first one, I can make a second one too." He looked at me. "Nia says you're professional. Since you're so professional, give the whole crew a demonstration." The remaining 50 scenes continue. My breathing caught. My heart felt like it was being squeezed tight. Back when I was still a small-time actress, when I accidentally scraped my skin during wire work, Charles was so distressed, warning the director that if I got hurt again, he'd dismantle the entire set. Now, because of one baseless provocation, he wanted me to endure a full 100 slaps. The slaps fell again. A heavy metallic taste filled my mouth. I looked toward Charles. His expression was indifferent, like he was watching a play that had nothing to do with him. By the 80th scene, there wasn't a patch of unmarked skin left on my face. "Baby, still won't admit your mistake?" Charles looked at me with amusement. I pulled at the corner of my mouth, but said nothing. Charles's eyes darkened further. "Continue." At the 100th scene, Charles called for a stop and walked up himself. He raised his hand high. That hand had once held mine, wiped away my tears, and traced my features over and over again in the deep of night. Baby, this last scene is to teach you that I don't like women who make their own decisions. The force of his palm struck heavily across my face. My right ear rang with a loud buzz, and then I couldn't hear anything at all. My consciousness gradually blurred. Someone grabbed my hair and lifted my face. The camera focused on my wretched appearance. Charles's indifferent voice came through. Post this video online as my debut gift to Nia. What about Miss Bella? Should we deal with her? Charles's gaze swept over coldly, and the person hurriedly lowered their head. Stop trying to guess what I'm thinking. Today is just to teach her a lesson so she doesn't think she can do whatever she wants just because I spoil her. However, Bella will still be the Fletcher family's only lady. Oh, and find the best medicine. I don't want scars left on that face. Hearing this, I laughed coldly. Then my consciousness completely fell into darkness. When I woke up again, I was already lying in bed. My face felt cool. Clearly medicine had been applied. I looked around, recognizing this as the luxury apartment Charles had bought for me near the set. To make filming more convenient, my phone kept buzzing beside me. As soon as I opened it, messages flooded in like a tidal wave. Number 1 on trending. Bella acts like a diva on set and gets taught a lesson. Bella slaps newcomer. Nia breaks down in tears on scene. I clicked on the video. It was the scene where I stage slapped Nia, edited to remove the beginning and end, only showing the 1 second where my hand moved toward her face. Then it cut to me being pinned to the ground, slapped a full 100 times. The caption read, Oscar winner Bella bullies newcomer on set, gets harshly punished by righteous people. The comment section had already broken 20,000. Serves her right. I've heard she has a terrible temper. What's so great about being an Oscar winner? Bullying newcomers is shameful. I heard she slept her way to the top. She's been throwing her weight around, and now she's hit an iron plate. Bully girl, ugly freak, get out of the entertainment industry. I scrolled through one comment after another. An overwhelming wave of hate comments. Normally, Fletcher Family Legal would have stepped in by now, but now there was only silence. I smiled self-mockingly. At 3 a.m., another trending topic shot to the top. Hashtag Fletcher Family Media supports Nia hashtag. I clicked in. It was an official statement from Fletcher Family Media, a still of Nia from the show, with only one line of text. Pearl should not be covered in dust. Immediately after, Charles's personal account liked and reposted this statement. The comments section erupted again. Oh my God, Mr. Fletcher personally got involved. Has Bella completely fallen out of favor? It's about time she was replaced. I'm sick of looking at Bella's old face. Finally, someone has noticed our wonderful Nia. I smile bitterly. Pearl's covered in dust. When Charles and I were at our best, he withstood enormous pressure from his family, insisting that his company would only sign me. He always stayed by my side. He once held my hand, his eyes determined. Bella, pearls are never covered in dust. I will definitely take you to the top. I didn't disappoint his expectations either. I won 3 major Best Actress awards in one sweep, made his company incredibly profitable, proving his judgment was right. Now, he used those same words on another woman. Charles, you really are sparing no effort to prove that you're the one in control of this relationship. Just then, someone pushed the door open. Charles walked in carrying a bowl of hot food. Bella, you're awake? I said nothing. He sat down beside me, coaxing like one would an unreasonable child. I made you some food. The doctor said you need to take good care of your face. I've canceled all your upcoming schedules. Be good. Open your mouth. His movements were gentle, looking at me affectionately. as if he were a completely different person from the man who had arrogantly slapped me. Too bad I could smell on him. The exact same perfume that Nia wore. I knocked the food out of his hands. Charles, are you done with your act? Don't touch me with your dirty hands that have touched someone else. Charles was caught off guard and burned his hand. The smile faded from his face. Bella, you're too uptight. Haven't I been with you long enough? Look around the industry. Who stays faithful to one woman? His tone softened as he reached out to touch my face. Stop being angry. I just think the girl is kind of interesting just playing around. She's no threat to you. Just playing around. Those words were like a knife, stabbing deep into my heart. I turned my head away from his hand. Get out. Charles's hand hung in midair, his eyes turning cold. Bella, have I spoiled you too much? Do you really dare to order me around like an assistant? He stood up. Fine, I'm giving you a way out and you won't take it. I'll wait for you to come crying and begging me later. Watching Charles's retreating back, my heart suddenly felt empty, aching faintly. After a long while, I reached up to wipe the tears from the corners of my eyes, took out my phone, and scrolled to a number. The call connected. Mr. Simon Brandt, I agree to the arranged marriage with you. On the other end of the phone, Simon's cool voice came through. Miss Bella, you've made up your mind? Yes, I decided. All right, confirm the time, and I'll come to Los Angeles to pick you up. Inexplicably, I actually detected a hint of excitement in Simon's voice. Putting down my phone, my thoughts drifted back 3 years. I'm the only daughter of the Anthony family in Manhattan, New York. My family arranged a marriage alliance with the Brandt family to help me better inherit the Anthony family in the future. I didn't want to marry a stranger, even though I knew he was of good character, one of the rare clean-living men in high society circles. I came to Hollywood and Los Angeles alone to break into the entertainment industry. But without my family's support, I couldn't move an inch in the entertainment world. I could only do bit parts, playing extras without even any lines. During one audition, I was almost taken advantage of. It was Charles who saved me. He not only helped send the producer, who harassed me, to prison, but also helped me land the first role of my life. Though it was just a supporting role. When Charles decided to personally become my assistant, it shocked the entire industry. Everyone speculated he was just acting on a whim, that he'd get bored and move on. But he persisted for 3 years. My food, clothing, housing, and transportation were all his responsibility. All endorsements and film contracts were personally selected by him and presented to me. Every time I joined a crew, he would push aside all other matters to stay by my side wholeheartedly. Originally, I planned to finish filming this movie, then come clean to Charles about my identity. But I never expected this to happen. Since I decided to go home for the arranged marriage, I decided to withdraw from the entertainment industry. I opened my laptop and typed out my retirement statement, but I hadn't sent it yet. I wanted to finish filming one last movie before leaving. The redness and swelling on my face hadn't completely subsided yet. As soon as I stepped onto the set, everyone's eyes swept over to me. There was mockery, pity, and more than anything, schadenfreude. I lowered my head and quickened my pace toward the makeup room. Miss Bella. I stopped. A crew member blocked my way, wearing a professionally polite, fake smile. That makeup room, Mr. Fletcher has instructed that it's for Miss Nia from now on. He gestured to the side. Miss Bella, you can use that one over there. I followed where he was pointing. Next to a pile of miscellaneous items at the far end, a broken door stood half open. Inside were dusty prop boxes and discarded light stands. I said nothing in the end and walked in. But I waited a long time. The time for my next scene was approaching, but my makeup artist still hadn't arrived. I got up to find someone, only to see my makeup artist standing next to Nia, touching up her makeup. I froze. Only then did Nia seem to remember something, covering her mouth as she giggled. Oops, I forgot to tell Miss Bella. Charles gave me your makeup artist too. From now on, she's my personal makeup artist. He said my face is precious and needs the best makeup artist and the best cosmetics. She tilted her head and glanced to the side. Immediately, someone threw several paper boxes at my feet, spilling out cheap foundation and eyeshadow palettes. Charles also said Miss Bella is getting on in years, so just make do with whatever. Nia looked at me with eyes full of malice. I looked down at the pile of items. Charles knew I had sensitive skin and could only use specific cosmetics. He used to have people test the ingredients, even if I switched brands. I stood up and walked toward the studio. Miss Bella, you haven't put on makeup yet. I didn't look back, only said coldly, I'm not doing it. Immediately people started slandering me, acting like such a diva. Still being difficult even now. No wonder Charles dumped her. But Nia's smile remained unchanged. It's fine. Once she sees the new script, she won't be so arrogant anymore. I walked into the studio. The next scene was supposed to be between me and the male lead. I calmed myself and went through the script, but the actor playing the male lead never showed up. I was about to find someone to ask, when I saw the director walking toward me furiously. Bella, he grabbed my hand and dragged me outside. What are you doing slacking off here? We've been calling you forever. Are you deaf? Director, isn't the next scene supposed to be between me and the male lead? He waved his hand impatiently. All those scenes have been cut. Your next scene is a drowning scene. I stood there stunned. When I was young, I accidentally fell into water and nearly drowned. Ever since, I've been terrified of water. Once water rises above my chest, I start having heart palpitations. After Charles learned about this, every contract he signed for me included the same clause, prohibiting any form of drowning scenes. Is there a mistake? My voice was tight. This scene isn't in my script. The director rolled his eyes. This was specially added for you by Miss Nia. She said she was worried you'd feel you didn't have enough scenes and feel unbalanced, so she kindly added some screen time for you. Charles knows about it too. Charles, my heart sank to the bottom. This was the largest indoor pool at the studio. I stood by the pool's edge, my whole body already soaked through. Cut, the director shouted. No good. Bella, that expression just now was wrong. Too fake. Do it again. I was pushed into the water again. Cut. Your struggling is too exaggerated. Who drowns like that? Again. Pushed down again. Climbed up again. Cut. Not enough emotion. Your eyes need to show despair. Cut. Your body is too stiff. Again. I hum on the pool's edge, soaking wet. Hair plastered to my face, gasping for breath. Maybe the pool isn't deep enough. That's why Miss Bella can't make it look real. Nia tilted her head, suggesting innocently, why don't we switch to the deep end? That way we can capture that desperate feeling of drowning. My heart dropped. I'm not going to the deep end. But no one listened to me. Two hands reached from behind, gripping my arms on either side. I struggled desperately as my body was dragged forward, until below me was an unfathomably deep blackness. Nia walked up behind me. She leaned close to my ear, her voice very low. Bella, Charles is mine. Goody! She pushed hard. My body fell backward. In that moment, the world flipped before my eyes. Water surged toward me from all directions. My body was sinking, Water pressed against my lungs from every side. I kept my eyes open, watching the water's surface grow farther and farther away. My consciousness began to scatter. My eyelids grew heavier and heavier, my body lighter and lighter. Just as I was about to close my eyes, a pair of arms wrapped tightly around my waist, pulling me out of the water. I struggled to open my eyes and saw the person before me. I was dazed. Charles. Ha ha ha, did you guys see how she looked just now? Like a drowned rat. So funny. And she's supposed to be an Oscar winner? Can't even do a simple drowning scene. Nia clung to Charles's arm, laughing so hard she was bent over. Charles, look how scared she was. Your idea was so fun. Charles laughed too. I stared at him blankly, suddenly feeling cold all over. Charles approached me. See that? Without me promoting you, you're nothing. In this industry, anyone can step on you. He crouched down, leaning close to my face, his manner intimate. As long as you admit your mistake, I can act like none of this ever happened. You'll still be Bella, still the Oscar winner everyone adores. He was waiting for me to bow my head. Nia also walked over, opening her mouth falsely. Miss Bella, I'm not trying to break you and Charles up. I'm here to join this family. Don't be hostile toward me. I lifted my head and spat right in both their faces. Nia screamed. Charles was furious. Bella, have you lost your mind? He turned and left with Nia. That evening, the production's official account posted a statement. Actress Bella refuses to follow production management, repeatedly acts like a diva, seriously affecting filming progress. After deliberation, the production has decided to immediately terminate cooperation with Bella. All filmed content will be deleted. Attached was an image of the termination letter from the production, stamped with a red seal. Immediately after, Fletcher Family Media reposted this statement. Resist problematic artists. No one is above the rules. I instantly became a pariah everyone wanted to attack. All endorsements and film contracts were terminated, while Nia, stepping on my corpse, gained countless fans and a good reputation. On my phone, I received a text from Charles. As long as you beg me, I can suppress all the negative public opinion against you. I knew Charles was forcing my hand. He was betting that without him, I had no way out. I stared at the retirement statement I'd already drafted on the screen. My finger hovered over the send button. 3, 2, 1. I pressed it. Within seconds, the comment count began to skyrocket. 100, 1,000, 100,000, 10 million.